Part 2. Episode 245.
I'm Sheila, also known as Sheila D37.
And I'm Wendy, also known as Penny Wendy. And I am wet because I went to pick my son up.
Yeah, you're sweating. Well, it's very humid out.
It's very humid, and when my hair is wet, it makes me sweat. I don't know why that is. So, yeah. So, I have a rag here. Hot flash. I can't regulate my body heat anymore. So, yeah, I'm sweaty. I can still see I'm all damp, but...
It's very rainy here in New England.
It's been pouring all day.
Woke me up at 2 o'clock this morning pouring.
I got woken up at 4 o'clock this morning because my son thought he was going to throw up.
Nice.
He did not. I gave him medication. He was having a migraine. So, anyway, welcome back to the show if you are a return viewer, and...
welcome to the show if you're a new viewer.
Yes, thank you for checking us out. We have shout-outs this week.
Oh, okay.
The charity shawl knit-along or donation will end next week when we draw the prize. So even though tomorrow is October 1st, the thread will stay open until we're ready to draw for that. So you have a few extra days to, get it in.
Please ship them.
Yes, please do. And the shawl knit-along, crochet-along that we're doing at the same time, which is not required a donation, you just enter what you knit, that is also going to end on the same day. And again, if you knit something and you donate it, you can enter in both threads. So
right, I just want to say we're sorry for any confusion about the geometrics Shaltember. So I was watching his episode when I was working at an offsite one day because, I have nothing else to do. And in the geometrics, because he also designs his own shawl, it had to be his shawl design.
Right.
Sort of the Knitter, which is his podcast, could be any design. So I just want to say I'm sorry out there. So,
And either of those would work fine in our crochet along, knit along. And if you donate either of those, then you can do both.
And you can get into triple if that's the case.
Because
you could enter his, then ours twice.
Pretty awesome.
Yeah.
So, the other thing is that I wanted to remind everybody that our friend Emily, who is a social work student in Oregon, has asked for donations. She's not asking for money. Please don't send her money. But if you have old knitting needles, size US 7, 8, and 9, and 10. 7, 8, 9, and 10. Or if you have old yarn that you don't want, and I think she's willing to take any yarn content as long as it's DK or worsted or Aran.
I think I have DK, and it might be a cotton blend or acrylic.
I know I have some. I got to dig it out because I have to go to the...
and the only needles I probably would have would be straights.
She'll take straights or circulars.
So I'll have to look.
I'm going to look in mine, too, because I know I have a whole set of straights that I don't use. And Lily was gifted a bunch of needles by Netta.
That's right.
So Lily doesn't need them either.
No, she could just
score
off of yours.
Well, yeah. I don't use straight needles anymore for anything. So
no, my arms can't deal with it.
I don't think she wants double-pointed needles because she's teaching new knitters, and that would be cray if she...
That would be scary for them.
But I think it's a really nice cause. She's a great lady. She's been a friend of the show for a long time, and like I said in last week's episode, I love a charity that lets me get rid of stuff I don't need while helping someone at the same time. So it is the season of giving. If you want to go stir around in your deep stash,
and the information is in the thread in our board.
I put a thread. Yes, it's also in the show notes. So, so that's it for shout outs. On the dance card.
I guess I go first this week, right?
Yes, you do.
I don't even know what I have on the dance card. I don't know the name of this. How sad is that?
No, you changed it, right?
No, I am not on Happy Street anymore because it wasn't very happy.
It was on Happy Street.
I was having issues left and right.
Well, I think we both had a bad knitting week.
Mine was, what was it? I was casting on the wrong, then reading, and then
you were doing the wrong increases.
I don't know.
You misread it.
There was no love.
And then I had last week where I had to reknit this 3 times. One of those times because it was a Mobius. Rookie mistake. I hate making a rookie mistake. I've been knitting for 43 years? I shouldn't be making rookie mistakes anymore.
We all make rookie mistakes.
I know. It just cracked me up. I'm like, rookie mistake. So while she's doing that...
I'm sorry. It's just my thing froze on me. It's called Edison by Lynn D. Christina. Now, Edison, and I kind of feel bad in a way. It's a takeoff on the color affection. This is a free pattern. But really, if you think about it, I guess anybody could have figured it out. It's just using the color sequences where you got a solid, then you get the 2, and then you get the 3.
Well, and there's a million different ways to do that.
Right. So this one it's if anyone is familiar or with the look of...
Make it brighter.
Yeah, I know. I was just going to do that. With color affection, you can clearly see that there's short rows involved.
Right.
This has no short rows, which means by the end of the color sequences, I'm going to be so freaking driving out of my mind.
Because it's really long.
It is going to be really long, but that's okay. So this is Edison, and it's really pretty. I'm connected. Sorry, my battery is really low.
The battery wasn't charged.
Which I don't understand why. So that's the color that they chose. I'm keeping with the colors that I chose for my color affection / Happy Street. I'm trying to remember that. There was something wrong with Happy Street. I just was not feeling the love. So I'm keeping with the colors, but I am not keeping... Actually, no. Happy Street, I was going to do red.
And then blue and gray.
And blue and gray. So I'm keeping with the colors of what I decided for color affection, which is the gray with the blue stripes first. And I'm halfway through the stripes. I think there's 11. This is a free pattern, Edison.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to go into the burgundy / wine for the 3rd color because I think...
That'll be pretty.
I think it will be. So this is kind of like... I'm knitting on it now, but it's also going to be like my football knitting or at home knitting. But I've also put it aside because I have something I just want to get done.
Yeah. So
I'm on to another pair of socks. This is going to be my 14th pair, I think. This is Patton's Croy. This is Rose Marl, and I really love this color. That at some point I will probably knit it for myself, but not anytime soon.
Yeah.
I'm not one. I don't know if anyone else can do it. I'm not one to knit the same colors in a row. Definitely not in a row. And this is really, I think, a first for me for knitting the same name in a row.
Oh, yeah. I don't mind doing that if the colors are different, but I wouldn't want to knit 2 socks out of one colorway. I can do, obviously. But I wouldn't want to then knit 2 more socks out of that colorway right after that. It would kind of like reduce the charm.
The other thing that this is, it's so my other Patton's Croy, it's very similar to that, but different colors. It's wider stripes.
Yeah.
But it's a very oatmeal-y.
It's pretty.
It's very pretty. I like this. So it will be in my queue at some point. So this is from my coworker. This is the 2nd pair of socks that I'm knitting. It's the 1st sock. So I just kind of I was going to put it on timeout and knit like at least 1 sock for myself, like a Halloween sock. And then I just said, well, we were going into Boston on Sunday, and I said, this was all skeined up. I mean, it was all wound and ready to go. I said, screw it. Let's just get it done and over with. And then another coworker has been wanting me to knit her father a pair in the same color that I just did. And I'm like, I really don't want to do that color. But I found that they have the same colors, but with the smaller stripes.
So
if I can find that, I might do it. Because I don't mind it's not the colors, it's boredom.
Right.
I mean,
it's just...
And the other thing, and I was talking to some coworkers about this today, because some of them know what I'm doing, and, they've been good, but it takes the enjoyment out of it when you have to knit something.
Mm-hmm. That's why I don't do obligation knitting very often.
Well, it will be the last time I've learned my lesson. If I do it, it will be for my decision.
Right. It's one thing if you see somebody who wants a pattern test edited that you like, that you want to knit. Then it's not really obligation knitting because you kind of want to knit it. It's another thing when somebody calls you up and says, "You remember that scarf you made me? I would really like you to knit another one of those." And it's like,
Well, this woman who I'm knitting these socks for has a very, I don't want to say bad habit, but a bad habit of doing that.
yeah,
Asking for, like, she's one of those that likes ones in each color. So I will really have to put my foot down and say no if she asks for more.
yeah.
Problem is we both know that is not something that I do easily.
Well, you're gonna have to practice.
I am, because I'll just be like, if she wants one next year, maybe, let me get away from obligation. And I love the color, and I really do like knitting socks, but it's just, it's taking the fun out of it. I really like the color, so that certainly helps.
Yeah, the color.
And then I was thinking about it. No one said, she did not say it had to be this kind of yarn. I kicked myself because I could have done worsted weight.
Oh, yeah.
Because she's wearing them for boots.
Yeah, you could have done worsted weight.
I could have done worsted weight.
Or sport even.
Right. But the reason I picked this is because it's cheap.
Yeah, wow.
With a coupon, it's really cheap. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it is.
So, my own fault. Lesson learned.
Lesson learned. Is that all you have on the dance card?
That's all I have on the dance card. I still haven't finished my mask because it hasn't been in view.
Right.
So I now put it in view, but I haven't worked on it.
I have the Dalekanium socks by Dina Stelly. As you can see, I've only knit 2 rows since I showed it last week, and I did them right now while Sheila was talking. So I'm still working on that, and I'll show you I showed last week my finished sock, but I'll show you it better on Projects Half Done because I have it on a blocker now. This is knit out of Vesper sock in Bride of Socktober colorway.
So did you try and match it, or did it just work out?
No,
that
way? I didn't try.
I'm just curious.
It's gonna be close.
It's gonna be close. That's why I'm asking.
No, I don't. I just leave it up to the gods.
Well,
the knitting gods.
I would too, but where I am doing this for someone.
But for me, I don't care if the stripes match up. I love how the heel came out on this, though. I'll show you that later. So that's one thing I have on the needles, and now I'm working on that during the show because the other thing I have is the bottom half of my sweater, and I will be. I have like half an inch left, and then I'll be knitting the sleeves. So I'm doing quite well on that. I told you last week the sad story of this sweater, and the sad story continues. So last week my problem was I kept getting the wrong gauge, and it was giant, and I mean, I'm getting 4 stitches to the inch on 8s, and the pattern calls for 4.5 stitches to the inch on 9s. There's no way that was ever going to happen for me. So I finally went down to size medium, and in my gauge, that's just fine for me.
But the thing is if you did 4.5 stitches on the size 9 and tried to do your size, it's so large that it just...
Well, it's supposed to have 4 to 6 inches of ease. You have to understand that.
Okay.
So when they say it's a 44, you're supposed to knit the 44 for a 40-inch bust or a 38-inch bust. I'm not knitting mine with ease because if I put that much material on this body, it would be insane. I want it to just fit me. I don't need it to be loose. If I lose weight, then I will have that 4 to 6 inches of ease. But until then, I'm just looking for a sweater that, covers my body. I'm not trying to make it, I'm not doing a fitted sweater, but I'm not trying to make it be really loose, and because I just honestly do not have enough yarn for that. So I think we're at a stage where I think this is going to be fine. So there's this. While I was on vacation, I started to be worried that I was going to run out of yarn. And the reason why is that now I'm completely off the reservation in terms of doing the pattern.
Excuse me. Sorry.
I'm nowhere near it. I'm not using the right needle size. I have a completely different gauge. I'm solely working on the measurements of the sweater at this point. What I did is... based on my gauge, I picked a size that if I knit that size with my gauge, it would make the right thing. So I don't know for sure how much yarn this is going to take because I have no idea. I could figure it out, but I just don't feel like figuring it out. Anyway, I had, according to Ravelry, 8 skeins of this yarn. When I packed it all up to start knitting this sweater, I could only find 7. And that's not unusual because what I did is I pulled one skein out of the bag to photograph. So it's always possible that that particular skein got put away or in a wrong bag or put somewhere else. So I didn't really worry about it when I went on vacation. I think I'm probably going to have enough without ordering more, but I'm not sure. Anyway, when I came home from vacation, I started looking for that 8th skein. I checked Ravelry. Yes, it says I have 8 skeins. I'm upstairs where all of my stuff still is, going through all the stuff, going through every single bag, and I cannot find that skein. And I remembered that Ollie had gotten into one of these skeins when I first got it, and I thought, well, maybe I put it up in the cabinet. No, I couldn't find it. I tore the house apart for about an hour. Finally, I was like, I'm going to have to go through every single yarn bag that I have because maybe I put it away. And I was like, that would take a long time. So I thought to myself, before I go super crazy, I'm just going to text Rachel, who dyed the yarn for me. She's Diabolical Yarn. I'm just going to text her and ask her to look up how many I ordered because I don't know. So I told her, I said, I don't want to annoy you, but can you find out how much yarn I ordered from you? Because I've been looking for this 8th skein everywhere and I can't find it. And a few minutes later, she texted me back, stop looking, you only ordered 7 skeins. So then I said, can you make me 2 more skeins just so that I have plenty? I'm like, if I don't need them, I'll use them to make a hat and mittens. I love the colorway, and then I'd have the whole matching thing. She's like, all right. So that's what we're doing at this point. Because there is no 8th skein. That was all. I guess I just entered it wrong into Ravelry. Wasted an hour of my life looking for a skein that does not exist.
Yeah, but at least now you know definitely it doesn't exist.
I know, and now I have more on order, so I'm not worried about it. The whole thing about this project seems like it was doomed from the beginning. I had to rip it out 3 times. The first 2 because it was too big. The 3rd time because I had the Mobius strip. This is the 4th time. This is coming out fine. But I know there are rocky shores ahead with the yoke. The yoke. That's going to be, I have to do some modifications to that. Some people have said that the sleeves are too tight, so I might have to modify the sleeves. So this might not be a Rhinebeck sweater, and I'm okay with that. I don't need an annual Rhinebeck sweater to make me enjoy Rhinebeck. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? I have enough hand-knit sweaters. I'll just wear one of those. But it will definitely be a go-to sweater after Rhinebeck, either way. So I'm just going with the flow. This is really only 3 solid days of knitting, so I could finish the sweater by Rhinebeck. It's not even October yet.
Depending on what roadblocks you come up into.
Right. It does depend. So anyway, this is my progress. I'm happy with it. I think it's knitting up beautifully. It's so, I love this yarn base. So, I'm excited to finish it. And that's all I have on the dance card. My sweater and my socks. So, rate your date.
Sorry, I'm just looking at my bag and somehow I got things all...
Sorry, my son has a little friend over, so...
You'll hear some noise in the background.
Yeah.
Rate your date. I have a pair of socks. So I was looking, I thought I knit these fairly quickly, but it was about 3 weeks, which still isn't that bad.
No.
The good thing is some of it was knit at work, so doubly paid. These are my patent Croy socks for my coworker. I knit them a little bit longer than I would normally because she wanted them mid-calf. These are on 68 stitches with the Fish Lips Kiss heel and a black heel. I'm running out of eucalyptus. That's something I gotta buy at Rhinebeck.
Good idea.
So this, normally I would do it about the same length as my toe. Yeah, you know what I meant. My foot. So it's a little bit longer. I really like how these came out. The first sock, if you guys remember, I ran into a knot. I think the second sock I had like this much left, but I had to wind it to get to the same spot.
Mm-hmm.
Because this was a sock made for my coworker, I wanted them to match. They do not match exactly. They came pretty darn close. And I think, honestly, what doesn't match isn't really my fault. I think some of the color repeats on them are a little bit longer than the other. Because with my little markers, I'm really meticulous on how many rows.
I know you are.
But I really like these. And Cam actually likes them, that he may want a pair of socks.
Cool.
I said, that's fine. I can knit you a pair of these. Not for a little while. But then he goes, what's with this? I'm like, that's ribbing. It's to make it tighter at the top. I'm like, whatever, buddy.
Have you never seen a sock?
I'm like, have you never looked at my socks? I mean, you have them on your
socks. Oh,
like, whatever.
He's a real prize. He's special.
He's special, all right.
He is so special.
So these are my socks. I kept one of the ball bands, and I'll put it in the ball band. Because the ball band's got all the washing instructions. She did ask me how to wash them. I said, well, I wash mine in a lingerie bag or a pillowcase in the washer. Typically, not always. Depends on how much laundry I got. And then I hang mine up to dry. I don't know about you.
I wash mine on cold in the washing machine in a laundry bag if they are superwash. My non-superwash socks I wash by hand. And then I
have any non-superwash socks.
Maybe not. And then I have one of those octopus hangers that I got from IKEA, and I hang them on that in pairs.
See, we downstairs, the previous owners had put like a bar for coats, like for hanging laundry is really what it was. So I have draped mine over in pairs because it's got to be paired so that I know I have all my socks.
Yes.
So they're draped in pairs.
And actually,
drying.
I have so many that I also put them on a sweater rack on the floor and lay them out in pairs.
These people also put like a small clothesline down there.
Oh,
so when I don't always wash them on a regular basis, but when I do wash them, I could go. So we have the pole that's probably about 5 feet.
Yeah.
Then a line that's 5 feet, and then another line. You know it's really bad when I have all 3 lines taken.
Well, I do big wash at the beginning and the end of
the season.
Or it depends. Like I don't usually do it at the beginning because they're usually clean at the beginning. But I had to put everything in mothballs because of the Great Moth War of 2014. Right. So I did wash all of my socks after that.
I was starting to run out of yarn, so I think this is 1 row short. It looks it, but I think when she has it on, I don't think she's
not going to care. They're not supposed to be like.
It's slightly. So I had her try them on when I think I turned the heel because I figured if I had to reknit it, this would be the time. To me, they looked maybe 2 rows too long. Yeah. She was happy with them, so I didn't say anything. Yeah. But for this next pair, I think I might do them 2 rows too short. Yeah. Not too short, but
shorter.
A little bit shorter. I'm hoping she likes them.
I think she will.
And I was talking to my coworker Linda, who has knit her scarves a couple of years before I started working there. I asked her, because my fear is I'm doing this. I have not gotten paid yet. Yeah. That she won't pay me, and she goes, she'll pay you. She's always paid me. I'm like, okay. I mean, worst comes to worst, if she doesn't pay me, like, and I get to keep the socks or whatever. I get nice socks. You know what I mean? They'd be a little long, but that's okay. Yeah. So, but I don't think that's an issue with her. She's a trustworthy person. Other people, I wouldn't.
Yeah, you need to know.
You tend to know who you can trust and who you can't, I think.
Yeah. So is that it for Rate Your Dates?
I was just thinking, I'm not going to see her, but... Oh, you know the other thing, too? I don't have any of the yarn. I wash this in cold water with my eucalyptus, which is lavender scented. I use, like, maybe 2 drops. I don't use very much. Not for 1 pair. If it was more than 1 pair, maybe a few more. The water turned blue. Which is fine, because it's a gray blue and it's a brown. It's not going to... But for commercially dyed...
That's
yarn.
unusual.
I was a little surprised.
Although I do have to say,
doesn't Eucalyptus have an issue? Not Eucalyptus.
Eucalyptus and soak can sometimes cause a little bit of extra dye that's in the yarn. It's not taking any dye out of the yarn. It's any extra dye molecules that are in there because of the oil, essential oil, or the scents that they put in. I read that somewhere.
I've read that or heard it somewhere as well.
Like, normally if you just washed it in like soap and water, nothing would happen. But it can, if there are any loose dye particles, it can happen. So.
Yeah, I wasn't too concerned. Like I said, it certainly wasn't white. I wasn't worrying about white getting ruined or anything. And it really doesn't look like there's any damage to the sock. No. In any which way or form.
I think it probably was just loose dye molecules that just...
the thing is, with Patton's Croy, it is a rustic wool. Yeah. Soaking it does make it a little softer. Yeah. But again, the reason I chose this is because I'm making them for someone who's going to be wearing them in boots. She only asked for 2 pair. My guess is she's probably going to be really wearing them. Oh, I was going to say I had a vibration. She's probably going to really be wearing... She needed the nylon. Yeah. 25% nylon.
Oh, I think so. I think that's good. That's a good...
It's a great... If you've never tried Patton's Croy, I would highly recommend it. You can usually find it at what I'd call the big box stores. I bought mine at AC Noir with a 50% coupon, and I think one skein was a 60% coupon. That's $2 something for a skein, one ball, and you do need 2.
Yeah, you do need 2.
But I would recommend you try it if you're not sure you want to commit to a good yarn for your first sock. Go for this. You say Felici, but if you don't want to order online, definitely see if one of your stores. This is I have 1 pair for myself in the red brown marl, and I made a pair for Max. And actually, I've been stealing his because they're nice and baggy, so they're great to wear around the house. Yeah. So I would highly recommend Patton's Croy socks.
Excellent. I have a project half done. I showed it to you last week, but this week I have it on a sock blocker so you can actually see it. Came out really nice.
Colors are great.
I love how the heel came out.
I know. You couldn't have planned that. You couldn't have done that if you really... Better. No.
I think I just kind of love how it goes green, black right there, and then it has the tricolor. That was just luck. Just luck. And I like this pattern. As I said last week, I did my own toe. I did a 12-stitch toe, and I increased every other row. That's what I always do on all of my socks. I don't do like a round toe or an architectural toe. I just do a plain old, looks like this toe. And then because I wasn't going to do the gusset that is in the pattern, I modified the stitch count on the front just to fit it by doing 1 stitch before the pattern on one side and 2 stitches after on the other side.
When you're wearing the sock, you're not going to notice.
You can't really notice it. Like, I probably will alternate what I did on this sock just because I'll know it. But it's not like you can tell. Like, if I forgot or whatever, you would not be able to tell when you look at the final sock. And when I got up past the heel, I had to increase by 1 stitch to make the pattern work evenly around the back.
That's not bad, though.
No, and you can't tell. I mean, there's no...
Right.
You can't really tell. And I can't even remember which side I did the increase on, to be honest. Probably on the first side. I probably did it on this side. But I can't even notice it. So, yeah, and then I had to decrease 1 stitch when I did the ribbing so that it would come out.
Oh, right.
I did 1 by 1 ribbing. So, there you go. And I didn't do the sock as long as I normally do my socks. But that might be just because this is drawing down a little bit from the slip stitch. I really like how this came out. I love how the heel came out. And I'm excited to see the second sock. And as you can see, they're going to be very similar because I started with the black on the toe. So
maybe you didn't make it long enough because you were going to end on the green so that you would start on the black? I mean, do you think that far in advance?
I don't know.
I think that far in advance.
I just knit until I think it's long enough.
I'm just curious because I think that far in advance.
Let me see. Maybe I just made the foot shorter on this one. Because normally I knit... normally I knit until the, oh, see, I didn't quite make it to the toe, but it's close.
Oh, yeah, it's close. Not enough to really.
No.
Good enough for government work.
Good enough for government work. So anyway, that's my project half done.
So it's funny that you mentioned the sock. Typically I do 12 stitches on each side to make a 24 stitch.
Yeah.
This one, for some reason, I decided to do 14 on each side to make a 28.
Yeah.
It probably looks so much like yours because
somebody asked us to please measure our sock knitting gauge.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and measure it.
I think mine's 8 stitches to the inch, typically. On 1.5, I think. Okay. I'm not sure. You'll have to pull it out. But, so I was trying the longer toe, and I think I actually like doing 14 stitches.
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll see.
I do a 10-stitch heel.
A 10-stitch heel.
Fishless kit, 10 stitches in the center.
Oh. Oh, no. I'm still talking the toe.
I am 7 stitches to the inch on size 2. I think it's a 2.25.
See, this is hard because I got to find where it's marled. It's a little bit difficult to count. This actually might be 9 stitches.
And that's why our sock fabric is so different.
Maybe 9.5. I thought I was an 8.
No.
So this is about 9 stitches on a 1.5. You have 7 stitches on a
2.25. Or a 2.5, but I think it's really a 2.25.
Can't really see through it.
No. But that's why hers are so much sturdier. Although these
I've gotten
nice
better
fabric.
because they do have. Well, that one's been blocked too.
Yeah.
I've gotten better because for my own health reasons, for my thumb, I had to.
Yeah.
I used to knit on size
1.
No, I think I've always knit on 1.5s for this, but I used to knit on 1.5s on my medium weight of blue moon.
Right.
So that would be the key to see.
Well, that's another thing. This is a slightly sturdier sock.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Slightly thicker. So.
We'll have to when I have a blue moon sock on. Or
yeah, we'll have to measure that. Bless you.
That's completely different.
So, Whirlwind Romance, no.
Well, you weren't around to do anything.
Nope. So, none. Future dates.
For me, it's just finishing up the socks that I've committed myself to do. I hate to say this because you're going to rag on me. I probably will not get to my Halloween socks because...
I'm not even surprised.
Hey.
I'm not.
I know, but I have done some knit-alongs with you, so don't...
You have. I'm not saying anything.
There's a couple of different reasons. I have the commission knitting. By the time I finish with it, I'm probably not going to be in the mood for Halloween at that point. Plus, we're going to Rhinebeck, and we have our sock there, and I want to cast on.
I totally get it. I'm not...
So now I'm shooting for Christmas.
I'm going to try to finish mine by Halloween, because I want to wear them on Halloween.
Yeah, it's just... I mean, I can knit them.
Because I have a Christmas sock that I'm knitting, too, and I want to start that.
Yeah, maybe I can do that. I would have been able to, and it's my own fault that I didn't.
Yeah, my future dates is just finish what I'm working on.
Yeah, it's just finish what I'm working on.
I'm not looking ahead. I do have some beautiful mustache sheep self-striping that I got from SSK from my friend Denise.
Oh, yeah.
Our friend Denise, Mad About Matisse. She was my secret shopper. That is going to be my Christmas sock, and that will be the one that I do after the Rhinebeck sock. It's called Nutcracker.
Oh, I'm thinking the Good Karma one, or what? You got 2, right?
I did. I got Kama Sutra.
That's the one I
and
Good
something
karma.
about Nutcracker candy. Nutcracker candy is my Christmas sock.
I got enough Christmas yarn that I might actually try to do a medium heavyweight sock in my Christmas, because I do have not jingle bells. I do have a Christmas sock.
I know, because I think I got you a Christmas color one time, didn't I?
Yeah, but I think I've already knit
Did you
with
already
that.
knit with that
I
one?
think I did your blossom with that one. Jingle blossoms.
Yeah.
The
Lotus
flower. Yeah, I did jingle blossom. No, this was donated to me, and I can't remember who. Barb Knits, I want to say, gave it to me. It was a heavyweight Christmas.
Oh, cool.
And a lot of people knit socks with heavyweight socks at Rock, but I tried, but maybe that yarn was not I don't know. I'll try it again. I'm always willing to make, 50 stitch sock and whiz right through it.
Yeah, that's fun. Baubles and Bling.
I got Baubles and Bling.
Because it was her birthday.
It was my birthday. A couple weeks ago, it was my birthday.
No, last weekend it was your birthday.
Was it?
No, that's not true. 2 weekends ago it was your birthday.
I was going to say, no, it wasn't.
I flew to North Carolina on your birthday. That's
yeah.
right. 2 weeks ago.
September 19th, it was my birthday. I turned 45. I have no shame in saying that. Just don't ask me my weight. Because you'll never get the answer on that until I get to my goal. Then I'll be shouting it from the rooftop. So,
as it should be.
I will show you what I got somewhat. This is what I got from my family. And one of them is not here because it's in my work bag. Zachary got me Werther's Original, but it's creamy caramel filled. Have you ever tried these?
No, I want one.
Oh my god, they're so good. So this is
I'm trying one.
This is the original Werther's, but it's kind of soft in the center with caramel.
Will it hurt my teeth?
No, it won't.
Can I bite it now?
Yep. They're good. And then I got Lifesavers.
I'm kind of sorry I know about those now.
I know. I got Lifesavers from Cam. And then I got Wintergreen Altoids from Max. I said, are you guys trying to tell me something? And then I got a gift card from Target. So that was my lovely birthday gift from my family. And dinner out? Yeah, we went to 99's. And I didn't go anything extravagant. Then Wendy, I was looking for the other thing, but I'm using it to prop something up. So Wendy gave me this lovely gift. Can anyone guess what it was?
It's so easy to buy for Sheila.
I know. Socks at Rock in the color Knitty Rocks, which I love. I love the pinks.
Yeah,
I can't wait to see how this knits up. This is going to be pretty.
I thought it was so pretty.
I like the dark greens. I don't know if you guys can... Yeah, that's actually a pretty good representation
I just thought that was a really pretty color. I got it at Maryland Sheep and Wool from the Fold.
I like the dark
And
green.
it's very similar to the one that I bought for myself.
And then she got me... So everybody knows how I've been using these stitch markers.
Show her on your sock.
I don't have any on my current sock.
You had one somewhere. I saw it.
I haven't read that.
Oh, yeah. Show them what you've been using.
So, everybody knows. I don't have it. So I've been using these large, and I have actually smaller ones of these.
They're coilless.
They're coilless safety pins. They're really cheap in AC Moore. It's not what I wanted. When I went to AC Moore and Joann's, I did actually go looking for these, because I've seen them. And I think I saw them because Simply Socks? Simply Sock Yarn was giving away these stitch markers. They're called, it says opening stitch markers.
But they're called, it's a weird name. Bulb-shaped pins.
So I was looking for them because I said this is going to be perfect. You can buy like thousands of them on Amazon, but they're all like gold or black. And I'm like, I didn't want that. So Wendy got me a whole bunch.
Yeah, it's this cute
different
brand.
Colors.
They're called Knitters Keep Notions from CocoKnits.com.
10 each of 6 colors.
Yes, and they're rainbow colors from CocoKnits.com, and I'm going to order some for myself. As soon as I came home, I got them at the Salty Sheep in North Carolina, and I was looking online because I wanted to get you the bulb ones. I saw them on an ad on our group, somebody that did one of those, and I was like, ooh, I really like those, and I'm like, well, I got to be able to source those myself.
They're not easy to source.
No, you can get like 1,000 of them if they're black. And I was like, well, what's fun about that at all? And then when I saw them at the Salty Sheep, I was like, oh, I'm totally getting you those because they're all different colors. And the thing that's great about the bulbs is you can use them for a stitch marker
as well.
They can loop over your needle.
As a stitch marker and a stitch holder.
Yep.
So for anyone who may be new to the show, what I've been doing lately, and she thinks I'm crazy, but
I do.
It's my OCD. I don't have OCD, but this apparently I do. So what I do, and I haven't done it on this sock yet, is I count every 20 stitches and put a marker. I like my socks to be almost exact. I mean, nothing can be exact. I think on the socks that I just made my coworker, especially if I'm giving them away, I think I was 1 row off. Because sometimes when you increase, you screw up with the increase. You know, it happens. But so these are going to work out great, and I can't wait to try them. I hope I don't lose any, and I will keep them away from my kids.
And I'm totally going to buy some from, I'm writing it down, Cocoa Knit. What are they called again? Knitter's Keep. They had a whole range of things, and they were all packaged in like this manila kind of color. And I liked their stuff.
Yeah, when I first saw these, I started looking into everything, and I was like this close to ordering from Amazon, like just the bronze color.
I know.
I was really that close, and I'm like,
I looked into that too.
I don't need 1,000 of them or whatever it was. I just wanted like 20 or so markers. Here comes Oscar. So that's when I got the coilless ones, and I do have a smaller version. These just happen to be, it's wet. These just happen to be handy. I've been using these a lot. Don't you dare chew on my straw. Sorry, I'm talking to a cat.
He will.
So, and then she gave me a bag to match.
It's from IKEA.
It's an old one. I used to have a blue one like it. I think I might have given mine away now that I think about it to a fellow. I did, as a matter of fact. I gave it to my friend Carrie, who was learning how to knit.
Oh, well, I have another blue one and I have a green one that you are welcome to have.
No,
I put her present in there because I didn't have a gift bag and because it was kind of coordinated. Hey, it can be the gift bag that we use for all presents.
And we both got something. Did you have any? Baubles and Bling.
What was the name of that yarn again? I'm writing it down. I have one Bauble and Bling.
This one?
Yeah. What is it?
Knitty Rocks. Because you know, socks that rock, they do rock.
I did get 2 medium weight, right?
Yes.
Because I think the first one I picked out for you that I really liked was lightweight, and so
I would have dealt with lightweight. I prefer medium, but even if I think there was a color last year at Rhinebeck. You remember Something Wonderful? It was splotches.
Yeah.
They only had it in lightweight. I ended up buying it because I liked it. So
I have one Bauble and Bling. My friend Bindi.
Oh, that's right.
Gave me a Detroit mug. Ooh, that's very glary.
Oscar's joining us today.
Yes,
Again.
he's just sitting here. So this is what the Detroit mug looks like. I think it's really cute. I love it. I am going to be sending her a Cambridge mug, which I'm buying this weekend. So I'm super excited about that. My collection is growing. And last but not least, we got from
I got one too. Oh, here it is.
Keep On With Life. Oh, wait, which one's?
That's yours. I grabbed
this one's mine. Oh, cool. How do you tell what? It says on the back. Keep On With Life, the lotion that doesn't slow you down by Melissa Transtrom. It's keeponwithlife.bigcartel.com.
And it's a solid lotion stick. And if anyone watches Dramatic Knits, they got a sample as well.
Also, she gave us a pattern, which I'm going to quickly pull up because I totally forgot all about it.
Smells like marzipan.
It does. I got lavender. That's a good lavender smell.
Very light.
We're going to be trying it out.
And you know what? Who better to try it out than somebody who washes their hands a gazillion
7 million times a day.
day?
You know what I like about that is you could put it in your bag and you wouldn't worry about it like opening up.
Yeah, you're right. And in my work bag, I wouldn't have to worry. I know, that's what I was thinking. I wouldn't have to worry about it melting in the car, because you know how you leave bags in the car, because my work bag does not stay in the car. Oh, I like perfect for elbows.
Yeah, you know how you get the dry elbows? So I'm like, this is easy to put on your elbows.
It is.
It smells wonderful.
Feels good too.
Yeah, I like it. Anyway, Melissa Transtrom is also Mel Tran Designs. And she has designed several lovely things. And I met her at Maryland.
Did you?
I did. She's a very sweet girl. And I'm just going to log on to my Ravelry really quick because she gifted a pattern that she has so you can make a little holder for your stick lotion.
Oh, that was not what I wanted.
And I'm going to look it right up on my phone.
I think I got it here.
Oh, you got it?
I may have to move Oscar's butt.
Oh, here it is.
It's cute.
It is. It's called Solid Lotion Cozy. And you use a carabiner.
I can't get because the thing is white, it doesn't really show.
Yeah.
But it's cute.
It also fits a standard size sunscreen stick. And so you can put the carabiner through the loop and hook it somewhere in your bag so you can always find it. So it's not like down the bottom. I like it though. You know, it's very light. It's not greasy. And sometimes when you just want to put on lotion, like when I'm sitting, I put it on my hands a lot when I'm knitting. My hands get dry. And sometimes it's nice to have something like this that doesn't have, it's not real
Well,
liquidy.
I just put it on my hands and I'm knitting.
Yeah,
so you don't have to worry
it's very
about...
dry. I mean, that's the wrong word for it. It's not greasy. It's very non-greasy. I do have another lotion that I use for the same reason. When I put it on and rub it in, it's not greasy at all. So, yeah, this is great. And I like how it's in a stick form.
Yeah, I have another lotion that I really like. It's Citron by Crabtree and Evelyn.
Yeah,
I got it at a hotel.
Oh, yeah.
And I've been hoarding them because it's in a little tube like this. Not a tube like that, but a narrow tube. And I went the other day to look at it. It's like $30. I'm like, huh. Yeah,
I like the... No, I can't think of the name. Farm. Wolf Farms Lavender.
Yeah.
That lotion is so non-greasy that you can put it on. It is a wet, like a liquid lotion.
That's typical lotion.
But I love that too. But this is really good too. The smell is good and it's very non-greasy. I can totally see myself using that. And like I said, this is a great purse lotion. Like I think that's
really
what
is.
I'm going to do with it because then I don't have to worry about it oozing out in my purse.
And you know that would be good. Like come wintertime, you get a little dry skin on the cheeks or whatever.
Yeah, you could put it on your cheeks. I just think it's really, and it's made with beeswax, shea butter, cocoa butter, almond and coconut oil, and essential oils. I think it's great.
Scent that
hers smells so good.
It smells like marzipan.
It smells like food.
It does. It smells like marzipan. That's what I can think of.
And mine smells like lavender. I
don't remember the other scents that they had. They had lemon?
She had other scents. Yeah, I immediately went for lavender because I love lavender. That's my favorite scent.
And some of the other ones were just too, I knew would give me a problem. I have issues with scents that it hits me right in my sinus, so I have to go for subtle. Almond is very good.
Almond is good.
Nice and subtle. I think, don't I have almond and brown sugar from Diabolical?
Yeah.
The perfume?
I have fig and brown sugar. Anyway, keep on with life.bigcartel.com.
Check her out.
I will put her link in our show notes and definitely check it out. This would make a great stocking stuffer for Christmas. And like I said, I think I'm just going to keep this in my purse as my purse lotion because I have had the little miniatures from Bath and Body open up in my bag before. I don't know if it just got so hot that it like untwisted or something. So this is going to be much better.
Yeah, absolutely.
So good Baubles and Bling week.
It was, and I should have one next week because my September Blue Moon says it shipped today, but it won't ship until tomorrow, Friday.
That's it for Baubles and Bling. Crushes and heartbreaks.
All right, crushes and heartbreaks. Couple of things. So if anyone has been following me on my journey of home repair. I don't remember where I was last. We canceled with the insurance.
Yeah, and you were waiting to hear from my guy who had not got back to you.
And he still hasn't gotten back to me.
I don't think he's going to get back to you.
No, but again, it comes down to the communication. Just say, sorry, we can't take it.
I know. Well, I think when he said the thing about how you were out of the area for a free estimate.
Well, he just said, what's the address to see if you can get a free estimate?
Yeah, I don't think he does much work on the other side of 95.
It's like I'm in the boondocks.
No, I know. But, he has multiple jobs.
No, he doesn't need it.
But it would have been much better. And I'm kind of angry that he didn't just say, you know what, I can't do it.
So, I don't know if I mentioned how we got an email from the original contractor. Did I tell you that?
Yeah.
I told you, but did I tell? I don't know if I told you guys. We got it.
She's
we ended up getting an
email
from the original contractor apologizing for what happened, the lack of communication, how we somehow fell through the cracks, which I think is a bunch of baloney because we were calling them, not frequently, but at least every 5 weeks or so, every time they kept telling us to, that, we'll see you in 3 to 5, we'll be there 3 to 5. And when the last straw was when they said, we'll fit you in next week. They gave us an estimated day. I had to call them on Monday. He didn't remember my name or who I was and told me that his contractor went home sick that day, which, I understand, it happens, and that he'll be there Thursday. We'll call and confirm. He never called and confirmed, and no one showed up on Thursday. So we had our insurance cancel the contract, and we got an email from them saying, how they were sorry and all that stuff, and that they were sending our $500 deposit back. So we've already gotten that back, and we've deposited it. We got reassigned, and I thought we were going to go through the same route because I had heard from the company ServPro, which is, I guess, the ones who assign the contractor. And they asked us, when is the best time for us? And I said, early mornings or late afternoons work best for us because my husband's home in mornings and I'm home in the afternoon. This is the number that's really best to call us. And I gave him my cell phone saying, I may not be able to answer it, but I have it with me at all times. I can just get messages. Well, a week and a half or so go by and I haven't heard from anyone.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, please don't do this again. So I emailed my insurance agent or whoever, liaison, and he goes, well, according to our notes, ServPro said that somebody was going to be there or get in touch with you the 29th or the 28th. And I'm like, well, no one has. He gave us the number. I called them, and they said, oh, they should have called you. They, should have contacted you. And I'm thinking, oh, my gosh.
Not again.
I said, well, give him my cell phone. That's really the best number. All right, we'll try and get in touch with him, and I will call you back. ServPro never called me back. I'm like, really? This guy, his name's Andrew, he ended up calling us on our home phone. We left a message. He called back the next day, but he didn't understand Cam and my cell phone. No surprise there. So he called and left a message on the home phone. So I called him back as soon as I got the message, and I repeated my cell phone 3 times. You know what? Sometimes information goes by, so you're like, this is my address, this is the insurance company we're using, this is my cell phone.
Yeah.
Again, blah, 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 this is my address. You just repeat it. He called me right back within, I'd say, 20 minutes.
Yeah.
We scheduled an appointment for tomorrow, 8:30. I see him, and he was talking, he goes, all he does is he works on insurance restoration. That's it.
Right.
So he goes, oh, we'll get the money from the insurance. I said, stop right there. So let me tell you a little bit about what's going on with us. And I explained to him the situation. He goes, is the mortgage company on the check? I said, no, we have the money. It has been sitting in our savings account for the last 4 or 5 months. Oh, then this should be really easy. I'm like, yes, it should. So tomorrow he's going to come out with his estimator. And, hopefully they'll see what the other contractors are. And he goes, well, if there's any other money, we'll get it from the insurance. I said, I'm not worried about the insurance. They've been great with us. They've already given us money.
That contractor.
I said, we just want to get this done. So
Surf
fingers
Pro
crossed.
is a good company. They do a lot of damage remediation.
Right.
That's what they do.
It's funny because they're like, yeah, this is Surf Pro from Washington County. I'm like, where the heck is Washington County? Because there is no Washington County in Massachusetts. So it's somewhere over there. I didn't even ask because I knew they weren't giving it. So this number again is 603.
Yeah.
That's what the first one was a New Hampshire area code.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean anything these days.
No.
My brother's had his main cell phone number since I can remember, and he lives not in Maine. He lives in Massachusetts. So
yeah, I have a Boston cell phone.
Yeah, so do I.
Yeah.
But so that's one good thing going our way. Another good thing is I've lost a total of 15 pounds. I'm so excited. It's funny because I know this is going to sound stupid, but I'm looking at my hands, and you probably can't see them, but maybe you can. You can kind of see like 3D almost. Like I can see it in my hands because I can see my veins starting to pop up, which means the fat in them is starting. I know, but
I have skinny hands.
Mine were never like that. So I can see my veins in my hand, and a lot of people are like, oh, that's so gross. But to me, it's an accomplishment.
It's good.
And I can feel certain clothes looser.
That's great.
It's, my doctor had
15 pounds is a big accomplishment.
My doctor has a goal of like 12 pounds, which I've achieved, and now 24 pounds. My goal is to get under a certain weight to break that mark, and I'm not going to say it. I think you know what it is.
Yeah.
So I'm aiming for that, and it's good because it's like I've cheated a little, and I can't really call it cheated. I've had a little, but it's in moderation.
That's when I lost all my weight, I learned that it was okay to go over my calorie limit for the day as long as I didn't do that every single day. Like, it was okay if once a week I had an extra piece of pizza. The problem is when you start having an extra piece of pizza
every day.
At every meal or every day. So that is...
I've definitely learned to cut down on my portions. I will say my protein, because I'm doing more protein than anything, less carbs. I will have more protein portion than like a typical one, but that's okay. And I keep with the leafy greens. The last time they just told me to, cut down on the fruit a little bit because I've been having too much fruit, which, they said that could be worse. So, they're okay with that. They're very happy with my total weight loss. I love them. They've been really good. I was a little intimidated by the doctor when I first met him, but he's been super nice and said, you're doing great. They did put me on metformin, which is a diabetic medicine. It's more so preventative, and it's supposed to help with your appetite. I'm not at the full dose right now, which I have to pick up more at CVS. But, which kind of bummed me out because I've never been on medication. Like,
daily medication.
Yeah, I've been doing really good taking it.
That makes me laugh.
I know, but I've never been on a daily medication besides vitamins or allergy. I don't count that as a medication. So I was a little depressed at that, but I've gotten over it.
Good, I'm glad.
I know, but it's certain things. I mean,
Me and Zachary take pills all the time.
I understand. And my husband does too. It's just,
Get over it, man. Get over it. Of you of all people, it cracks me up that would bother you. Because you see your son have medication.
I know, but my son was born with something.
You know what? Genetically, so were you.
Nah. But I'm sure people understand what I'm trying to get at here. So it just meant, I guess maybe it was like awakening of age and not good health. And it like an awakening that, and I know certain medication means nothing in certain eyes, but this metformin means like, you're not healthy.
Well,
you know what I mean?
You're pre-diabetic.
Right. And so I was concerned. I'm like, is this a medication that I'm going to have to be on for the rest of my life? You know how certain cholesterol you tend to... He goes, no. Don't worry, you're fine. But he also said that if for some reason all of a sudden what you're doing isn't working, you hit a wall, we have other things to help you out. So he's very open about it. I mean, he's encouraging me to do it the natural way, which is nice because I really want to do it the natural way. I'm not into medication. But I will not definitely say no if this is what I need to get help. But, so I'm excited about that. A little heartbreak is we had a little incident of drama at my house. Apparently, my son Zachary invited a friend over after school. She took the bus without telling anyone. My son is in middle school. There is it's very lenient now when it comes to bus. Like when you're in a younger grade, you can't do that. Middle school.
We don't have a bus in my town,
yeah.
But I was telling Sheila, in my town, you can't go home with anybody other than your parents without a written note until you're in middle school.
Which he is.
And then in middle school, they don't
Basically,
care.
all bets are off.
Yeah.
So she apparently didn't tell anyone, and she was supposed to be at homework club, and when her aunt went to pick her up, she wasn't there.
Which would have been very scary.
Oh my gosh, I would have been in a panic, which she was. So we have a resource officer in our school, basically a police officer. Him and her came to our house, because I called once I realized what was going on. There's a whole long story, I'm not getting into that. And she came over, and when he came over and they were just talking, both kids started crying, and we're like, well, you're not getting into trouble. It was
just
cute.
Have to know for future reference.
Well, it's funny because I think I've always told Zachary, don't go on the bus, ever go on the bus unless we make arrangements. He must not have thought twice about her. I don't know.
Because it wasn't him. Because
So-
he's probably like my son, very concrete. He didn't break the rules.
Well, and it's funny because also we have a rule of nobody in the house if Mama's not there. He didn't break that rule.
Right.
They were outside playing.
She did not literally go in the house.
I don't even think he did because his backpack and everything was it. They did their homework outside and everything. I mean, but I'm like, I would have. It was a calamity because he was supposed to be somewhere and he wasn't answering the home phone. And I said to my husband, I said, we have a phone for him. It's one of those Verizons that it's a pay as you go.
Yeah.
We just haven't paid in a while type of deal, so we got to re-up it. I'm like, we really need to get him a phone because that way I can call him and say, where are you? Why aren't you answering the home phone? Well, I'm over here with Hannah. Well, does Hannah have permission? No. Oh, we need to figure this out. Anyways, it was a funny little drama, and I said, go figure, have it my youngest who has the cop over at the house first. So, I think that's it. I'm sure that's enough. I've blabbed on.
So my heartbreak is that my vacation is over, but
None
my
for the
crush is that I'm going on 2 back-to-back vacations. I'm going to be in Maine from Wednesday until Sunday of next week.
Oh, okay.
And I am going to be in Rhinebeck from Thursday until Monday of the week after that.
So I'm going to Maine from Friday to Sunday, and I've told my husband that, and he seemed fine. I think he realizes that I only go away once a year, really.
Yeah.
And so I'm looking forward to that. I don't get to go up to Wednesday. I don't have, trying to get time off in October seems to be really impossible. So I'm excited, and then I'm really excited about Rhinebeck.
I am too. I'm looking forward to it. I think it's going to be a fun trip. So that's my heartbreak is that I had to leave the Outer Banks, but my crush is that I have 2 more vacations coming up.
Is Mom and Dad still there at the Outer Banks?
They go home tomorrow.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah, and it's a good thing because apparently Hurricane Joaquin is coming,
yes.
so that's not good. So that's one. It's a heartbreak, but it's a crush that I have. And my other big crush is that Denise is flying to our house on Wednesday. I'm super excited. I'm going to pick her up from the airport, and maybe we'll get lunch with Sheila before we drive up to Maine.
I mean, I
Super
can meet you
excited.
up on, the 95 side.
Yeah, because we have to be on 95
Right,
anyway.
exactly.
So I'm super excited about that. I'm super excited to see Lois.
I know I haven't seen Lois since October last year.
I know. And, well, I've seen her. I've been up to her house twice this summer already. But I just love hanging out with her. We're trying to plan a lot of fun stuff to do when all four of us are there, like maybe go to some yarn stores and...
Probably won't purchase anything because I'm saving my budget for
you know,
Rhinebeck. You never know.
Denise has never been to Maine before, so...
I know.
We're like, what can we do? I'm like, I want to take you to get poutine.
Oh, yeah. Isn't that stuff
Poutine
on
is
fries?
so good.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so good.
I gotta be careful because I get weighed in the Wednesday before Rhinebeck.
Oh, yeah. You might not want to splurge until after.
No.
So, that's a crush. Another crush that I have, kind of going off from what Sheila was talking about, is when my uncle died at 61 of heart disease. That was the third person in my maternal family that has heart disease. And I have been struggling to lose weight since I got on tamoxifen. In fact, when they weighed me at my annual physical, I was exactly the same weight as I was last year at my physical. So I guess it's good that I didn't get fatter, but I haven't gotten any thinner. And my uncle that died is my youngest uncle. He was only 12 years older than me. Because Sheila had such good luck with her thing, I asked my doctor if he could give me some help losing weight. And he referred me to the Mass General Weight Center, which is an integrated program. They have nutrition, medication, psychology, workouts like a gym, and they have bariatric surgery. It's like a full spectrum, and my orientation is tomorrow, so I can learn more about what they do there. I had to fill out like a 25-page questionnaire.
Really?
Yes. And then the next step after the orientation is I will meet with doctors and a psychologist, and they will do tests and talk to me and get a history, and they will work out a weight loss plan for me. So I'm very excited about that. I'm open to whatever they suggest to me because, I don't want to die from heart disease. My heart's in good shape. I'm really lucky. I'm not pre-diabetic. I have low blood pressure. I have good cholesterol. I am not an unhealthy fat person. I don't have any of the bad markers. But that doesn't mean that it's going to stay that way.
Right.
And I was told when I went on tamoxifen in February that losing weight and getting down to a normal weight for my height would significantly decrease my risk of getting breast cancer, as well as other cancers. You have a higher risk of cancer when you are obese. And I'm not ashamed to say that I qualify as obese.
So do I.
So, yeah, I'm honest. I've never, ever been unhappy about that. Yeah. It's never bothered me. Sheila will tell you. I've never really been until this year. This year has just... Yeah, and it's because I know that if I don't do something about it, it's going to kill me. So I am going to look into that program, and I'm excited to find out how they can help me.
Good.
And whatever they tell me to do, I am going to do.
That's good.
Yeah, I'm excited about it.
Yeah,
I'm glad I asked. I was embarrassed to ask my doctor about it.
It's, weight is an embarrassing thing. And sometimes you have a doctor that will tell you right out, you need to lose weight. You need to do it quickly or whatever. And then other ones, like I've been going to my primary care doctor for years. And, she'd hint at it or whatever, but she never really said anything because like you, I was a healthy fat person, if you want to say it. Even my pre-diabetic, it's just because it kind of will help with my weight loss as well that he's giving it to me. Otherwise, I'm healthier than my husband, who's only 5 pounds over his weight.
So am I. And it's my doctor has always told me, and I was able to lose more than 50 pounds a few years ago, and then I injured my leg. And since then, I just keep getting more and more injuries on my surgical leg. It's made it very difficult for me to stick to an exercise plan. My problem is that just cutting calories does not get the weight off right now. just exercising doesn't really get the weight off either. I really need to do a combo of both, but I keep getting hung up on the exercise. Right now I'm injury free because I've been staying off of my bad leg for a while. So I'm hoping that they'll help out with that too.
Yeah.
And losing weight will help control injuries later on down the line. So I'm excited about it. I call it Fat College. I'm going there to Fat College.
She said that to me yesterday. I'm like, what?
I'm going to Fat College tomorrow, and they're going to tell me what to do, and I'm very excited about it. And so I hope it works out. I think it will. I'm very good at following rules. That's how I lost weight the last time. And having somebody who can deal with these other issues, like my repeated injuries, and another thing that's been...
Sometimes it's better when you're doing it through the medical sources. Like, don't get me wrong, weight loss was very successful for me at the time.
Yes, you did very good, too.
To have somebody that is a medical doctor, like, you can go in and say, I know I've lost, say, 20 pounds, but I'm now having an issue here. Well, let's take a look at it. It looks like, you've inflamed something or whatever, instead of you going to Weight Watchers and them being, well, you should see your doctor about it.
I have issues with injury. I have issues with some muscle problems in my back that I keep re-injuring. I need to have another sleep study done. All of this stuff is what they do there to help you become the best person that you can be to lose weight. And one of the other problems I have is these frequent migraines. They have been cutting into my exercise too. And I found out that one of the medications that they recommend for some people also helps prevent migraines. So I'm like, hey, that might work for me. Like, who knows? But like I say, they will give me a personalized plan based on their findings.
Your wants and needs. I
mean, based on what they find out about me physically.
It sounds very similar to mine. I didn't go through the psych-eval or anything like that. But the same thing. They offer surgical ways. I just chose not to. They offered liquid. I chose not to. But
they have like a nutritionist.
Yeah, I see a nutritionist.
It's a full program.
I piggyback, like I go see the doctor, then I go see the nutritionist, then I go see the doctor, and then I go see the nutritionist. It's really nice. They're both very nice.
Yeah, I'm excited about it. There's a nutrition component. There's a psych component. Sometimes they recommend that you get into a group with people.
Same here. I just can't get in there.
A bariatric surgery component if they recommend that you have some kind of surgery. There's a medical component if they recommend that you take certain medications. They have an on-site gym where they will send you to a trainer to teach you exercise routines that you can use. You don't work out there regularly, but they have that gym for teaching purposes so that you can learn ways to exercise where you won't get injured. It's completely full service, and it's all at Mass General Hospital. And the thing that I like about it is that Mass General has, it's called a patient portal. And so anything that's happening through the weight center, my doctor is updated on. So he knows what's going on too. And that's why I also have my oncologist is there. And any treatment that I get with her, all of my stuff is in there. So it'll be easier for them to do a workup on me because they have all my medical records already.
Right.
So.
Right. And, it's the reason why we're going to different places is you prefer Mass General.
Well, that's where my doctor is.
Right, and I prefer Leahy, which is where my doctor is.
Right,
and it's funny because so talk about sleep study. They do sleep studies through my weight loss thing too, but I had already had one done.
You already had one.
I was actually referred to the weight loss clinic from my sleep study doctor. So when I see him in November, he'll be really pleased with the fact that not only did I go on the CPAP machine,
but you also followed up with
and then I followed up with and show improvement with the weight loss type of deal, which can only help you sleep apnea get better. Which I've been using I've got a full mask.
Oh, do you like it better?
I like it much better. I'm not pushing it off like I did. I'm still not sleeping all that great. But we'll approach that when
Does the back of your nose close up like? That's what happened to me when I went on that.
That's what my nose is doing in the first place, and that's why they think it was sleep apnea. I think it's something else.
Because when I got on the CPAP machine in my failed sleep study, I could breathe like 3 or 4 breaths, and then the back of my nose would close. It would be like,
yeah,
and so I'd have to open my mouth, which, as you know,
well, with the sleep mask,
with the sleep mask.
well, with the sleep mask you can, because the full mask covers your
mouth.
mouth.
Oh, I only had a mask on my nose.
No, that's why I got the full mask, is so that I can do it. But I've still been tossing and turning. So I've been waking up with some hip pain, and I read into it. It could be associated with back pain, your sciatic, which I have sciatic issues. So I don't know. We'll get there for that, but
well, I'm excited about it.
The one thing for me though, which I feel glad about, is the other day, and it's so quiet. Oh my God, it's so quiet. The CPAP machine is so quiet. Cam was restless and got up the other night, my husband, and went downstairs. So I talked to him yesterday. I said, what happened? He goes, oh, I couldn't sleep. I was restless. I said, it wasn't due to me. He goes, oh, no. So because of this machine, he would before the machine, he would go downstairs and sleep on the couch or the futon we have, which is another bed. He hasn't done that.
Right, it's
in like 3 or so weeks. It's been making a difference. We've never been cuddlers or snugglers or anything like that anyways, but it's just nice to know that he's in the bed. You know what I mean?
Well, it's also nice to know that you're not keeping him awake.
Yeah, that too.
My husband's snoring keeps me awake big time. But yeah, I'm really glad that I'm gonna have the opportunity to look into that, because honestly, I just really don't want to die.
Yeah, no, that wouldn't
be
a
My plan
good
is
thing.
not to die. And after my uncle, I'm kind of scared.
Like a wake up to reality type of thing?
I'm scared that I might, you know? It's scary.
Well,
so
unfortunately, we all do.
No, I mean, I don't want to die
young?
From something that I could
prevent?
Take care of. Yeah. That's why I take tamoxifen. I don't want to die from breast cancer, and I don't want to struggle with breast cancer. So that's why I do it. I take a lot of daily medications. So, well, I'm used to it. If they want to give me more medications, I'm like, bring it on. I'll just put them in my granny pill case.
I mean,
I have the granny pill case.
I think the last time I took medication on a daily basis is birth control.
Oh, yeah. So shout out. That's it for Baubles and Bling.
Just here's what I do with my socks. I just wanted to show that. I'm using your pretty little present. And the thing is it won't jingle and jangle and get in my way.
That's right, because they're made for this kind of thing.
I know.
Gossip and innuendo. There are a couple of things coming up. There's Rhinebeck, and there is the New England Fiber Festival.
When's that?
It's the week after Rhinebeck.
Oh, yeah, that ain't happening.
So,
although, who knows, because the week after Rhinebeck is Halloween, isn't it?
Yeah. It might be 2 weekends after Rhinebeck. I can't remember. It's on the show notes. I can never remember the dates. I'm definitely going to Rhinebeck. If my mom's in town, I'm probably going to go to Fiber Festival with her. We usually do that together. So if you want to come.
Where is it?
It's out by Webb's.
I might have to take my kids with me.
It's out by Six Flags.
I might have to take my kids with me. Maybe we'll make a day of it somewhere.
Yeah, it's fun.
Only because my husband is going away for the weekend.
So, yeah, I'm looking forward to that.
Rhinebeck we leave in 2 weeks.
I know.
I'm so excited. So excited. 2 weeks.
Less than a week before Denise gets here.
I know. She comes in the 7th.
I'm super excited.
I know. I have 3 appointments for Zachary coming up in a week.
Sounds like me. I had 2 appointments for my kids yesterday, and I have another one I think right before we go to Rhinebeck. My son has to go see his ear specialist. The good news is my son had his ears checked at the pediatrician, and he can hear. So,
oh, good. So you know it's not that.
So the tubes worked.
Good.
So anyway, we got to wrap this up. Thanks for watching.
We'll see you sometime next week.
Yes, we'll probably record in Maine.
Hopefully with guests.
With guests.
Knit with Heart.
Knit with Heart. Bye.